We're bringing developing news and the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon or Storycon. I'm Ed Lingao, and some stories are watching this Friday, August 16. The Supreme Court orders Malacanang, Congress, and other concerned agencies to answer a petition blocking the transfer of some 90 billion pesos in PhilHealth funds. Over a month ago, the Finance Department issued a circular ordering the state health insurer to return supposed excess funds of 89.9 billion pesos to the Treasury. But petitioners that include former Finance Undersecretary Shelo Magno called the DOF order unconstitutional and illegal. The High Tribunal has given the respondents 10 days from which to submit their comments. The Finance Department is again considering reforms in the pension system of military and other uniformed personnel, or MUP. The proposed allocation for the pension and gratuity fund for the sector in 2025 is at 232 billion pesos, 62% higher from this year's 143 billion. Finance Chief Ralph Recto says this possible increase will prompt their computations to change. Former Police Chief Jesus Versosa has been acquitted of graft by the Sandigan Bayan. That's over the purchase of allegedly overpriced second-hand helicopters by the PNP in 2009. Some of his co-accused, however, were found guilty beyond reasonable doubt. And a recent Octa survey found that 57% of Filipinos oppose legalizing divorce. 30% said that they support it, while 4% are undecided. The poll was conducted from June 26 to July 1 with 1,200 respondents. And join us again today, this weekend, as always, Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and of course, Storycon's resident political pundit, Tito Ronald Llamas.
Good afternoon,
Hi.
Ami.
Happy Friday, Ronald, and
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Kita mo
happy
naman, no?
weekend.
Si Ami, mukhang ang sesi ang kulay niya ngayon, oh.
Dilaw na dilaw, ano?
Dilaw.
Ninoy Aquino Day. Ninoy Aquino Day. Nagagalit yung mga progressive groups. Bakit daw nilipat yung Ninoy Aquino Day?
For tourism purposes.
Ano yan, ba? Holiday economics.
Long weekend. Hindi kasi hanggang Monday yung bakasyon, di ba? Mahaba-haba, 4 days yun, 4 days.
Kaya may iwan si Ed Lingao dito.
Ah, ganun? Sino sabi papasok ako? Dalawa lang yun, may iwan si Ami dyan. Sabi wala nung choice si Ami.
Wala ako next week.
Okay, tama to.
Di mo, parehas kami wala.
Nagliglagan sila. Si Ajan Acosta na lang yung matitira dito.
Anong, namomonitor nyo ba, Ami, yung quad?
Yung
ngayon?
quad.
Sa quad?
Yung 4 na komite doon
Medyo
sa
very
Pampanga.
dramatic Very dramatic na yung resulta ron initially.
Yung alin?
Yung sa
Yung-
quad.
Teka, para malinaw ko, yung joint
hindi pa.
public hearing para sa mga tao. Joint
Yeah.
public hearing ng House Committees on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Human Rights, and Public Accounts. Kaya quad, 4 na committee nagsabay-sabay. Sa Pampanga?
Yeah.
Okay. May balita ka na, Ami?
Wala pa. Meron ako yung sagot. Puro court case Hindi puro court case niya si Alice Go. Sumagot, political harassment lang daw yung mga binibintang sa kanya. Wala daw siyang kinalalaman dyan sa mga pogo. Sumagot siya through the lawyer, of course. Kasi hindi natin alam kung nasan siya. Tapos may isa pang case, court case, important sa Baguio. May kinonvict na mga PMA fuel, dating cadet for hazing. Pambihira to, they got life terms.
Wow.
Yung kay dormitorio case, remember, that was in 2019. Baka nakalimutan na ng mga tao. Mga before the pandemic kasi. Pero at least ngayon, merong na-convict. Life term.
Is that the first time may convict or the first time may life-term sentence for hazing?
Ang natatandaan ko, parang ngayon lang ako nakarinig ng lifetime kasi parang hindi natututo mga kadete natin, saka mga estudyante. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung hazing despite two laws already against hazing.
Alam mo,
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin.
ang intindi ko dyan, in other countries like in the US, walang hazing doon sa institutions, sa education institutions that develop the military. The hazing happens when you get to the unit. Kasi yun nasa nakadibod din eh. Iba-ibang lugar na yan. So, doon nangyaring entry hazing sa US, for example. Pero hindi, for example, sa basic training o saan man, mga ganun. Hindi nangyari doon eh. Kasi masyado mahigpit. Pero sa unit,
Kaya
kanya-kanya
nga,
yan.
dito, wala nagmo-monitor dito eh. Kahit saan dito, PMA, PNPA, pati fraternity, pati sa UP, napakarami na dyan na nangyaring hazing.
It's the norm, not the exception.
Oo nga eh. Saka pati yung law natin na higpit-higpit Dapat pati school administrators liable. Pero nangyayari pa rin yan. Tingnan nyo.
Ito po, initial, but Ronald, bato ko na kung may makuha kang iba. Initial report coming from Pampanga. Bacolor, Pampanga pala yung quad
Yes.
committees. Combination of 4 committees of the House on Friday issued a show cause order against several people, including Harry Roque's former executive assistant, si Mr.
Supranational.
De la Serna.
Supranational.
Mas kilala siya.
Ano pangalan niya?
De la Serna.
De la
diba?
Serna.
De la
AR.
Serna. Oo.
Ayun.
Pero mas kilala kasi siya as Mr. Supranational.
Harry
De la
Roque's
Serna.
former executive assistant for snubbing its joint inquiry in connection with the POGOs and illegal trade. Tawag pala sa kanila Quadcom or the Mega Panel. Okay.
Akala ko yung quad na na
Ako
West
rin
Philippines.
yung quadrilateral na India.
Australia, iniintay pa namin yung mga detalye niyan, yung hearing na yan.
Okay. Pero ikaw ba, para kami chismis na kanina eh. Ano ba yung balita mo?
Yes, kinuha na eh. Parang ini-implicate na si Pulong at saka si Mads Carpio do sa hearing.
By whom? By,
Ng isang witness, pangalan ay Jimmy Cuban.
ano raw siya?
Hindi ko sure kung saan siya nanggaling. So nakukuha ko mga kwan lang. Kaya ang balita ko, very dramatic yung nangyayari ngayon do sa Quad. Paano diretso ng ini-implicate yung mga Duterte at saka yung asawa ni Vice President Sara Duterte. No? Sa usapin ng
Baka ng headline si bukas, Ami.
sa usapin yata ng
Pogo?
hindi lang eh, mukhang usapin yata ng drugs. Paano maalala mo, Ami?
Pinaghalo-halo na nga kasi, di ba?
Oo,
Hindi ba
kaya nga
nililink
quad
nila yung Pogo, yung drugs, si Michael Yang,
Extrajudicial killings.
yung ganyan.
Baka pati West Philippines sinama.
And extrajudicial killing.
Kaya quad eh, dahil
Hindi ba
apat na
ginamit
committees.
daw yung pera, ginagamit yung pera from
From the
Pogos
Pogos
para
for
pang reward sa mga mag-EJK sa drug war. So,
Ano?
iniintay pa natin yung mga detalye niyan.
Ano si Michael Yang, Presidential Advisor for Economic Affairs, mukhang siya yung biggest Pogo owner dito. At the same time, na-link din siya sa drugs. Yung drug hall sa Pampanga. Ang nakikita dito ng Quad at ng mga law enforcement, medyo magkakaugnay ito. Yung Pogo, yung drugs, at sabi nila ngayon ay ginagamit yung part ng pondo para sa mga EJK. No? Kaya tingin ko bago pa sila nag-hearing, meron na silang indication kung saan pupunta ito at kung sino yung tetestigo. Dahil I'm sure nakausap nila yung testigo today beforehand. Diba? So alam nila kung ano yung lalamanin nito.
Okay, Bok, teka, i-pause muna kita. Kasi babalikan natin yan dahil meron pa tayong mga guests mamaya. Pero in the meantime, let's bring in our first guest for today. Isa ring masalimiot na topic, lalo sa mga lalaki.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm being sexist.
Bakit sa mga lalaki lang?
Mali nga eh. Sorry, I'm being sexist there. Kasi si Ron dito eh.
Oy, pro-divorce ako
Okay. Okay, joining us today is Octo Research President Ranjit Rai. Professor Rai, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Professor.
Hi, good afternoon to all of
Hi,
you
Prof.
and to my televiewers.
Hi, Prof.
Magandang hapon.
Prof, sorry, you were calling pala kanina. I was driving eh. Anyway,
Yeah.
my apologies.
sorry. I just wanted to find out if you got a copy of our new press release.
Yes, we got.
The numbers are I don't know if you find it startling, pero I was already thinking before na there was a substantial number of Filipinos who were already pro-divorce. It turns out from this survey na it's not really true, at least as far as but 57% eh.
Medyo hati siya.
That's
Tumaas siya, slightly increase.
57
No,
saka 39.
Professor?
Sir, can you answer the numbers and what they mean? For example, yung hati na yan pro and con at ilan yung babae, ilan yung lalaki, and so down the line.
Okay. Wait. I don't have the data about disaggregating it. That is disaggregated data on gender, no? But what I do know
Yes,
is
sir.
it's 57% of our adult Filipinos are against legalizing divorce, and I think relatively stay. Although there was a slight, this is an increase, no? This is a substantial increase from our last survey conducted last year in the third quarter. Another thing is that 39%, which is a slight decrease, okay, but still within the margin of error, are adult Filipinos who say who do not oppose
Do not oppose.
legalized
Okay.
divorce. So 39 are pro divorce, and 57 are against. So then we disaggregated. If you were able to look at the press release, no, we disaggregated the 39%. And we found out, interesting, that many of those who support the initiative to legalize divorce have very strong perceptions, no, or opinions on it. No, they strongly agree to legalizing divorce in cases of abuse or violence. In particular, 90%, no, of those of the 39% support it for very clear purposes. No? So it can be perceived by all those either advocating against or for in different ways. No? In my view, I think for those who are pushing for the legalization of divorce, I think a lot of it has to do with really raising awareness about issues, and I think the coalition supporting it is, if you look at voter preference, this would look like a very strong hard vote, no, for divorce is 39%. Now, quite a number of our kababayans are undecided on the issue, and depends, no, if you're pushing for the advocacy towards divorce, I think there's a lot of room still for improvement, and still a lot of awareness-raising initiatives can be done. 39% is still quite significant. 57%, it is an increase, but you don't see it. You see you see a lot of increase in those supporting divorce in places like the National Capital Region, in Visayas, no. Okay. Another important finding of our study is with regards to legalizing divorce as a voting or an issue, no, in elections. May voting preference ba associated with legalizing divorce? And from the latest second quarter Tugon ng Masa survey, 55% of adult Filipinos will not vote for a candidate promoting divorce, no, or supporting the initiative towards legalizing divorce in the country.
Prof, mahalaga yung sinabi mo na itong 39% can be a forced election dahil sila ay hard at yung
Yes.
57 ay hindi ganun ka-hard. Paano nyo i-deconstruct yan, Professor? Paano nyo nasabing ito ay hard at ito ang soft? Dahil lang sabi mo, hindi mo pa hawak yung mga detalye.
Hindi ko hawak ngayon ng detalye, pero ang impression natin is that yung 39% who are pro-divorce are pro-divorce largely because they have a strong position on the issue. So when you look at the various ways of supporting divorce, so couples who cannot anymore reconcile, marriages where violence is present, very clear yung 39% kung bakit sila sumusuporta sa initiative towards legalizing divorce. And I think that's a very while they are the minority, I think that's a very strong indicator, no, for people who are pushing an agenda towards legalizing divorce in the country.
So dalawa, Prof, yung
But
mahalaga.
the minority right now. So 57% are opposed. Now, there's quite a number of kababayans who are undecided and who refused. So that's where I'm coming from. No, this used to be, at least in my recollection, 5, 6 years ago, a yawning gap, no? A universe between those who are against divorce and those who are supporting divorce. Now, I think the gap has narrowed a bit. But still, there's a lot of work to be done.
So, Prof, dalawa yung mahalagang sinabi mo. Una, historically, ay nag-i-increase yung pro-divorce. Historically. No? At ikalawa,
malawak ho, malayo ho ang pro sa anti-divorce.
Yes.
Yung and now lumalaki, tumataas
yung pro.
Pero,
Pro-divorce.
yes, may stable siyang 39 to 41%, which I think for anybody running a campaign or for groups running a campaign, that's a significant number of supporters.
Lalo na kung solid siya. Yung sinasabi
Yes,
nyo kasi,
sir.
Prof, solid siya dahil sa different indicators.
Yes, sir. And we provided these, we disaggregated the support, the 39%, and they're very much aware of the issue and have very strong preferences and opinions about the issue.
Baka tumaas pa yan,
90%
Prof.
supporting
Baka
divorce.
tumaas pa yan pagkatapos nila marinig yung mga sinabi ni Robin Hood Padilla kahapon sa Senate hearing. No? Tungkol sa paano pag may nararamdaman yung lalaki daw, ano daw ang gagawin, di ba?
Paano lang siya?
Oo, di ba? Yung tingin ko, mas marami yung sasama ngayon sa pro-divorce after hearing si Robin Hood Padilla. Malaki siyang contribution dyan sa 39 to 41%.
Tingnan natin kung
Tingin mo,
tataas
Ami.
pa.
Tingin mo, Ami.
Ang nasa
Pero
datos
Professor, yung mga opponents, ano yung mga main points nila for opposing divorce?
Ayun, Ami, we did not provide that for today's interview. I don't have the date for it, no. What we do have are, those who are supporting divorce, no, the legalization of divorce on very serious grounds, no. If there's violence, 90% of our kababayans who want divorce are saying, we should have a law, especially when there's spousal violence. In situations when the couple have, basically there's no opportunity for reconciliation, and they want to be remarried. No? So they're very clear reasons. What I want to emphasize is that apart from the 57% of our kababayans who oppose divorce, 55% will not vote for a candidate in the coming elections who will endorse divorce. So this is a political issue then for our kababayans. So,
Pero yung previous survey nyo, you had a survey already on divorce eh.
Yes,
Ano
yes.
yung mga main points nun for opposing? Religious belief lang ba or something else?
Abby, I don't have the data. I don't have the analysis yet. But I think, I think it has to do with religious as well as cultural influences. No, so I'll try to get the data for you on that. But as of now, based on what we have, there is these numbers are changing, and as people get more and more aware of the issues, they are able to shape an opinion on the issue, especially divorce. Right now, it's 57%. And 39%, 57% opposed to it and 39% supporting.
Sir, I get what you mean, that importante yung context yung the strength of the feelings or the hardness of the support for those who are for divorce versus what appears to be the more mellow opposition to against divorce. Pero kasi I suppose the numbers can also look counterintuitive to some people eh. Kasi at least on the surface, if you look at on the surface, but ang laki ng binaba ng, ang laki ng tinaas ng anti-divorce. I think from 51, di ba? Naging 57, that's 6 percentage points. Versus yung binaba, although malit lang, margin of error, ng 2 percentage points ng pro-divorce from 41 to 39. Tapos yung undecided, lumiit from 9, naging 4, that's 5 percentage points. So mukhang napunta yung most of the undecided doon sa anti-divorce. I like to ask lang, kasi for example, sabi mo nga, 55% of those 57 will not vote for a candidate who is pro-divorce.
Yes.
So any politician, any congressman who will look at the numbers and try to decide whether he will vote for divorce or not, might look at it that way. Na parang, naku, delikado ako dito kung boboto ako ng pro-divorce. Kasi, number one, tumaas yung bilang ng anti-divorce. Number two, karamihan sa kanila, hindi boboto sa akin.
Dagdag sa tanong ni Ed, Prof. Ano ang pagkakasabi nyo
interpretation mo,
kanina,
Ed?
Prof?
Tama.
Pagkakasabi nyo kanina, ang mas solid ay yung yung mga pro-divorce.
Pro-divorce.
No? At yung, yung mga anti-divorce ay relatively soft. Ibig sabihin, pwede pa yan mag-swing. No? Yung mga pro-divorce ay medyo may pagka-solid. Hindi ganun kadaling magbago. Yung
Mas hard
57 ay pwedeng magbago. So, in terms of elections, ay hindi necessarily lamang yung anti-divorce.
Well, kaya nga, when I prefaced my presentation, it was really to say that different sides will see meaning to this data differently.
I get you, sir.
Those who are against divorce will probably be very happy with the result. Those who are against who are pro-divorce will probably say, okay, these numbers are decreasing, but very slightly, but they're stable, no? One could look at it positively na, okay, this is part of a movement that's going to further evolve and with greater numbers of supporters as people become more and more aware. Especially given the fact that the pro-divorce constituency support are very clear why they're supporting this particular, the legalization of divorce. When you look at it, when you disaggregate the data, the initial impression, Ronald, is yes, there's a possibility still of these numbers changing, and that those in the pro-divorce growing. But right now, it's consistent with our data last year, which basically says that the pro-divorce constituency is still a majority as far as our country is concerned. But it's not a very great number. It's a number that can be, in a sense, the pro-divorce constituency can still catch up. And these numbers will change over time as people become more and more aware of the issue.
Very interesting kung magkaroon uli kayo ng survey na covered na yung statements ni Robin Hood Padilla sa Senate. No? Baka magkaroon ng dramatic change.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically our own. This is just the second time we've started to measure this particular issue. Last time we came out with a report on POGOs, and there was more, unanimity, and consensus on that. Here, it's becoming more and more. There's a growing support now for, in our view, pro-divorce. So, given the long view, the last 5-10 years, where you had only a small constituency supporting the pro-divorce position.
Professor, yung previous survey niyo on divorce, meron bang gender component doon?
Yes, ma'am. I just don't have the numbers now. But I'll get back to you on that. That's a very good question. Actually, that's something we should provide also. But I just don't have the data at the moment. What we do know is that there's, for example, in certain issues like voting for a candidate who supports divorce, more of our kababayans in the National Capital Region and Visayas are open to supporting a candidate who is pro-divorce. So in Visayas, it's 50%. In the National Capital Region, divorce on the whole, when you look at the probes, is still quite popular. And 44% will vote for a candidate who supports legalization of divorce. So these are interesting elements of the probe. They will obviously be studied by different groups, okay, and they will have their positions on the issue. But our kababayans in the National Capital Region and Visayas have, in a sense, are more leaning towards pro-divorce than anti-divorce.
Interesting yung magiging data nyo para i-disaggregate yung survey, Prof. Kaya sana kung makuha nyo na, paki-share naman.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. On a different note, Prof, bago tayo magtapos, nabanggit nyo dati na magkakaroon kayo ng survey para sa presidential preference soon. So, ano yan? How soon? Next month? Next week?
Talagang hindi pinakawalan.
Next week lalabas.
Next week. Sabi ko sa'yo.
Ayan, so, sorry, ang daming reports na kailangan ilabas. So we finished the reports that need to be released to clients in the first 2 weeks. No? But we're releasing the public information for public service information of Okta, and this is one of them. So on the issue of divorce, we provided. On the issue of POGO, we provided already some data, and then next week we promise to provide a glimpse of a match up between the two possible contenders in 2028, which is still very far away. Just for the information of the public, we have some data coming out on the West Philippine Sea also, and so we'll release all of that. Including our trust and approval ratings of the President, the Vice President, the Speaker of the House, and the Senate President next week. Yeah.
Mukhang weekly yung...
Baka awayin uli kayo, Professor, ng VP, ha?
Lagi kami naaway naman eh. So, we get shot as the messenger. We're just the messengers, and we often get shot. No? But again, this data coming from our kababayans, and hopefully this can be insightful for those who are interested to find out how our country thinks on a range of issues.
Mukhang weekly yung striptease nyo, Professor. Yan ang gusto ni, yan ang gusto ni Ed.
It's unintended, but yeah, we release it weekly. Yeah, there's still quite a number of probes. We're coming out with our hunger and poverty data, which I'm going to say increased during the last quarter, and we will also look at joblessness. So we're going to release all of that in time once we firm up the reports.
So na-factory
At
nyo na dyan,
itutuloy
Prof.
nyo pa rin yung mga pro-Duterte, pro-Marcos.
Yeah.
Itutuloy nyo pa rin yan.
We got a lot of flack for that. That was a commission survey, as you know. Now, in the second quarter, we just, because Ami and Ronald suggested we should just continue studying it.
Naisip pa kayo.
Yeah, we released it. And the reaction has been, very significant, no? And it's interesting, no? I think we can improve on the probe, and we're really asking more questions in support of the. Like you guys are asking, that the independence. What constitutes the independent group, no, or constituents we actually support? So in the third quarter, we're going to ask that question now. So if you're independent, what does it mean to be independent? Who are you supporting, or what group are you supporting? So we'll try to get an idea what are kababayans who are numerous, no, at 42% and 44%, no, who categorize themselves as politically independent, no, and supporting, what movements are they supporting. We'll find out. The September, we're going to run one in our third quarter in August. August, and we'll release it in mid-September, just before the filing of candidacy, and hopefully to get our kababayans about the issues, no.
Ito kasing editor ng Philippine Star, ang daming tanong, di naman nagbabayad, no?
Hindi, public service naman yan, kaya okay lang. In fact, the questions that you all suggested, and Ronald has fibered quite a number, will be actually useful in improving some of our probes. So I remember these are public service, so they're non-commissioned,
yes, sir.
And as a non-profit organization, we're also non-partisan. We just make sure that everybody gets a copy of our survey results, no? And we do this quarterly.
Yes, sir.
Hindi, sabi ni BP, partisan daw kayo eh.
Partisan for the truth, no? Truth-telling and
bias
truth
ba kayo? Bias?
No, yeah.
Sir, I know
But it's funny, the reactions were so varied, no? And we didn't hear the end of it, no, until this week. We're getting texts from different groups. But maybe that's also good, no, that people are asking these questions and reacting.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, I know you cannot release any numbers yet. Next week pa nga naman. Pero sa tingin niyo ba, from looking at your numbers, mukha bang awayan kayo ulit?
Aawayin kami, sigurado. Kaya nga,
Okay.
that's why we haven't released it yet.
Aawahin
We're
kasi
asking everyone,
sigurado. Okay, alam na namin.
I will leave it to that. Sige.
Aawahin kami on both sides. No? So, that's why we're asking.
Ano, sir? Understood naman awayan kayo na both sides, pero sino mas aaway sa inyo?
Yun nga, well, one thing's for sure, we don't know the magnitude, no? Pero the thing is definitely, on both sides, people will be complaining.
Hindi, pero alam ko kasi yung isa hindi mga away.
Ayan na, alam na natin.
yung isa mga away. Yung isa ayaw nga siyang isama eh.
Yeah, I know. Life is hard, no? But the thing is,
Life is hard.
the important thing is at least we understand, but we understand in Okta that I think the information is useful, and we can cross-validate this with all the other survey companies. I think we're seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
But Okta, everybody can hope, no, that Okta will continue to be non-partisan and will provide the information accessible to all. So that's all. That's all
Yes,
we
sir.
can
Okay, sir.
the public.
We shall get in touch with you on Monday again.
Salamat, Prof.
Salamat, Prof.
Sana isama niyo yun. Sana isama niyo yung 21 peso per meal doon sa inyong public survey.
Yung 64
Yeah,
pesos.
actually, we have some data on that and how much Filipinos actually need to actually categorize themselves as non-poor.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
It's moved up from 15,000 to almost 20,000 now. So this is really and the additional income required, no, for many Filipinos is between 5 to 10,000 pesos. If they had an additional 5 to 10,000 pesos, they'd be happier. So this is important also. So next week we'll release all of that.
Yes, sir. Kasi yung official food threshold is at 9,000 plus. The official poverty threshold is at 12,000 plus. Ganun pa rin kababa ngayon eh. Anyway, sir,
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that muna. Intay namin yung mga numbers niyo at Monday na Monday, tatawagan namin ulit.
Salamat, Prof.
Salamat sa inyo. Thank you
sir.
for sharing our data to the public. Thank you po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Professor
Professor.
Ranjita, yung presidente ng Okta Research.
Sabi siguro ni Prof.
Kukulit natin.
Sabi siguro ni Prof, ba't ba ako nag-guest dito?
Kukulit naman siya. Now let's get updates from the first hearing of the lower house's so-called quad or mega committees. We have correspondent of News 5, Marian Enriquez. Maan, kamusta dyan? Maan, kamusta dyan? Hello, Maan, can you hear us?
Choppy.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, magandang
Ayan na.
hapon. Bok, andito nga tayo ngayon sa Bacolor, Pampanga, no? Dito nga dinaos
Pwede yung lakasan.
yung kauna-unang pagdinig ng committee dito sa link o yung kaugnayan ng mga pogo, illegal drugs at EJP case nung panahon ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. At kanina nga, no, mga mag-1:30 p.m., hinarap nila, no, naglabas sila ng isang testigo na nagngangalan si Jimmy Guban. Kung maalala ninyo sa yung dating Customs Intel Officer na lumabas na rin sa mga Senate hearing tungkol nga doon sa nahuling 11 billion worth of sabu na nakita sa magnetic lifter noong 2018 sa Manila International Container Port. At kanina nga sinabi dito, no, pinangalanan niya, idinawit niya yung pangalan ng economic advisor ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na si Michael Yang. Gayon din yung nagngangalang Man, Cardo at Pulong, no, na sinabi nga niya ay si Congressman Pulong Duterte raw at yung asawa raw ni OVP Vice President Sara Duterte na si Man Cardio. Sila raw yung sinasabi niya nga nasa likod daw itong mga shipment na ito, nung shabu shipment na nakahuli nga daw noong 2018. Pero kanina, no, syempre, tinanong nila ng mga mambabatas, ng mga congressman dito, paano ka namin paniniwalaan? Kayong iba yung sinabi mo noon, no? Matatandaan po ninyo, ang idinawit ng pangalan noon dati ay si Colonel Asierto na siyang may kinalaman daw doon nga sa magnetic lifters, sa mga sabu doon, importation. Pero sinabi nito ni Guban na 2023, October last year, nung nirecant na daw niya yung kanyang testimonya at takot daw siya talaga noon na magsabi ng totoo. Kaya ngayon siya lumabas at nirikant na nga yung kanyang mga pahayag. Sinabi rin niya kanina no, na hindi naman niya, kasi tinanong din ng mga mambabatas, nakita mo ba to personally? At sinasabi.
Man?
Nawala.
Man, can you hear us?
Nag-break up si Maan.
Well, si Jimmy Guban, dati yung customs officer, nasa Intel Department yata yan. Tao yan ni Customs Port Collector Jet Maronilla nung nangyari yung 11 billion haul na shabu na yan.
Yeah.
Na kinasuhan nga yata nila Senator Ping Lacson, si Faildon, nung panahon na yan dahil ayaw niya ayaw niya magsalita doon sa Senate hearing. So, siyempre, dahil presidente si Digong, kahit meron tayong mga naririnig na marites implicating some of his relatives, ay walang smoking gun dahil nga siya yung presidente. Pero ngayon, ito nga nangyari, nirecant na ni Jimmy Guban yung kanyang testimony dati. At isa siya sa medyo merong kakayanan na i-identify yung mga nangyari na yan dahil siya nga ay nasa Intel Department ng Customs. Ang tanong ko lang, yung mga iba niya mga kasama, halimbawa yung boss niya, si Jet Maronilla, yan ba ay ano yung kanilang involvement? Sila ba ay magsasalita rin for or against? No? Dahil sila yung mga nakasalang nun sa Senate hearing tungkol dyan sa drug smuggling na yan.
Si Man is back online.
Okay.
Man, sorry, Man, naputol ka. Naputol ka dun sa bahagi na ano yung patunay mo. Hindi ka. Ano patunay ni Jimmy Guban? Man, can you hear us?
Man?
Yes, hello po. Ayan, naririnig yun na ako.
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you now. Naputol ka
Yes.
dun sa bahagi na ano yung patunay, ano yung pruweba ni Jimmy Guban na sangkot nga itong mga pinangalanan niya.
Meron daw siyang nakausap na sinasabi niya na pangalang Paul Gutierrez, na miyembro raw noon ng National Press Club na nagbanta sa kanyang buhay. And even pati yung mga anak niya, na sinabi pa nga daw na yung mga sa Makati, madatingan din na. Kaya na magsinungal daw noon at idawit na nga yung kanyang kasamahan na si Asher Terto. Pero ngayon niya, bigyan na niya yung kanyang pahan at pinawalang kintaman daw sa Terto nga sa both importation.
Okay. Man, sorry, we have to reconnect you kasi it was mostly choppy. We just heard the name and everything else was up in the air. So we'll have to reconnect you. Sorry, we'd like to get that detail pero
Yes.
it's a bit choppy. Nonetheless, nag-improve. Can you hear us? Hindi yata nag-improve.
Putol-putol siya.
Magkano na lang.
But remember, Ed, it's not the first time na na-implicate si Pulong
Yes.
dyan sa
Yes.
drug smuggling. Remember, there was a customs broker na tinuro din siya noon na kasama pa nga yung, di ba, nagkaroon ng dinedare pa nga na
Pakita yung totoo.
pakita daw
Tato.
yung
May alleged tato.
tato sa likod.
Sa likod.
Nagpakita ng likod si Senator Bongo, siyempre malinis. Pero si Pulong ayaw. Di ba? Yan yung mga, remember, yung mga investigation noon, yung Davao, so-called Davao Group
Yes.
So, ito yung mga follow-up, mga hindi na
Yes.
nagkaroon ng conclusion yung mga yan
At yung
mga
bro-
istoryang yan
At yung broker na yon, Ami, siya pa yung nakasuhan Di ba?
Si
yung
Mark Taguba.
siya yung
Mark
whistleblower.
Taguba.
Siya pa yung nakasuhan, di ba? Hindi ko na
Yan
alam
na
kung ano
nga,
status niya ngayon. No? Pero siya yung nakasuhan noon.
Mark Taguba.
Si Mark Taguba.
But,
Pero ito kasi si Jimmy Guban, ito ay organic sa Bureau of Customs. At hindi
Yes.
lang organic, nandun siya sa Intel Department. No? Kaya mas compelling ito. Yung isa kasi broker. No? Kaya kung ipagsasama yung mga testimony na yan, malamang may mga iba pa dyan na susulpot Yung mga natakot dati. No?
Okay.
merong buwelta yung andyan na ba si Maan?
Man, are you there? No. They're having difficulty
Ang
connecting.
buwelta ngayon nung the Duterte camp naman ngayon. Siyempre, nagde-dare naman sila na na mag-drug test daw. At ang sabi ni VP Sara, willing daw siya na siya yung mauna magpa-drug test. Siyempre, yan naman yung buwelta ng kabila. Dahil,
ang tawag diyan, changing the narrative. Di ba? Di ba?
Changing the narrative. Although medyo matagal na nilang kasi ang narrative actually diyan, kung mapatunayan daw na hanggang ngayon may problema pa sa drugs si President Marcos, magpa-rehab daw muna para maging acting.
Pumalit
acting
yung Vice
VP,
President.
no?
Oh.
Yan ang problema dyan eh.
Si ex-human rights lawyer ang nagpo-propose niyan. No?
Merong gano'n, no? Na willing naman daw sila. Siyempre, yan ang problema dyan eh.
But just to recap yung report ni Maan coming from Pampanga from the Mega Quad committees. A new witness or an old new witness, Mr. Jimmy Guban, Intel ng Customs, for the longest time, nag-testify implicating Michael Yang, Man Scarpio, and Pulong Duterte, allegedly behind shipments of shabu.
Specifically, 11 billion.
Oh,
no?
specifically yung
11 billion,
yung
yes.
magnetic lifters case.
At meron pang nasundan pa yon. Kaso wala nang laman nung nahuli.
Bok, teka, bumalik si Man. Bago tayo magtapos. Man, sorry, can you repeat yung bahagi ng naputo tayo eh. Ano yung patunay? Anong pruweba? Meron ba siyang pruweba na itong mga ito ay sangkot? Medyo choppy tayo dun eh.
Actually, yung may pinanggit siyang pangalan, no? Yung Paul Gutierrez, na dati raw, sinasabi nga niya na presidente ng National Press Club.
Yeah.
Ngayon yung nagbanta sa kanya na wag daw babanggitin o ilalabas yung mga pangalan yun. Nila Michael Yang, mga binanggit niyang sinapulong, sila Man Scarpio. Doon nga na nasa likod po noong shipment, shabu shipment na nakita doon sa mga magnetic lifters noong 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Pero,
Sino ba yung presidente ng National Press Club? Sino siya?
Ngayon, yung Paul Gutierrez, ngayon na nakaupo yung Executive Director ng Presidential Task Force
on media safety.
on Media Security.
Okay. Kaya pala.
More recently, after nag-press club president.
Yeah.
Ewan ko lang kung siya pa rin ngayon. But anyway, pero Man, so yun lang bang basehan niya na nagbantaan daw siya ni Mr. Gutierrez na may mangyayari kung idawit niya yung mga pangalan yan? Yun lang ba yung basehan niya o may iba pa? Kasi
meron
that would be
ibang
hearsay.
pangalan na binanggit, yung Tess Mangawang, na sinabi niya, na taga-customs din, na sinabi nga raw na, huwag mong gagalawin yan. Alam mo ba kung kanino yun? Ito, binanggit niya na pangalan ni Jenny Antiporta, dating DNR Secretary. Pero ngayon,
National
sinabi
Press Club din yun.
kaibigan niya ito ni DNR Secretary,
Press
itong
Club
mga
yan.
to, sina Michael Yang,
yung ba,
mga nasa
pinagbantaan ba o winarningan? Pinagbantaan ba o sinabi o mag-iingat? Parang ganun ba yung takbo na
pinantaan.
was it a threat or a warning?
Pinagbantaan
Yes,
dahil
yung
pati yung mga anak eh.
pinagbantaan.
Pati
Sinabi
mga anak niya.
papatayin. Mamamatay ka. Even yung mga anak mo, kikidnapin yan. Sa Makati. May gano'n.
Well, Man, I get you. Pero my question is, does he have anything more substantial than that? Kasi at first glance, that does sound like hearsay na pinagbantaan ka kung idawit mo
Kung
yung
idadawit niya. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang ebidensya para idawit.
Oo.
Tama. Actually, tama ka dyan, Bok. Kinwitsun nga yan nila kung Benny Abante. Nakausap mo ba itong personal? Nakita mo man lang ba ito? Nakasama mo? Isa-isa ni Kong Ace Barbers mga pangalan. Nila Pulong, nila Man. Hindi, nila Michael Yang. Ni isa doon wala. Wala siyang nakita, wala siyang nakausap.
So wala siyang personal contact, in other words?
Wala siya. Hindi niya nakausap nor anything, any communication with them.
Okay.
Meron na tayong nakuhang panayam statement kay Benny Antiporta. Dinideny niya na nakausap or na-meet niya na itong mga to. Sina Michael Yang, Carpio, and even Pulong. Yes. So dinideny niya yung allegation. And handa naman daw siya, sakaling pataw siya. Kasi nagmotion nga yung ibang mga kongresista dito na ang daming binanggit na pangalan. Patawag natin sa susunod. So, mamaya, after, siguro bago matapos nga itong committee hearing, pag mo i-approve yun, kung naipatawag ngayon, kung sino-sino, kumbaga, yung mga pangalang ipapatawag.
Ang mahalaga kasi
marami nang nag-raise na ipatawag.
ang mahalaga kasi, Maan, dahil siya ay pinagbantaan, ibig sabihin meron siyang hawak na ebidensya. Pinagbantaan siya dahil meron siyang i-implicate ng mga Duterte. So, mahalaga, ano yun? Ano yung kanyang hawak noon, kaya siya pinagbantaan? Dahil hindi naman siya pagbabantaan kung wala siyang hawak eh.
Tama. Pero sa to the evidence, hindi pa niya siniwalat, no? Ng kung ano nga yun, o hindi pa rin natanong ng mabuti ng mga mababatas kung ano yung ebidensyang yun. Pero puro binanggit lang ng mga pangalan na sinabi niya, yung mga pangalan, yung tatlong yun na napakabigat nga no, ng accusation. Kaya kailangan pa nila talagang mag-deeper.
Okay. So I suppose hindi pa matatapos yan. Meron pa yung follow-up.
Simula pa lang.
Ongoing.
Yes.
Simula pa lang yan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sige.
At balita ko, marami pa daw silang nakalinya na mga ilalabas pa sa mga susunod na pagdinig.
Okay, thanks man. But more than anything kasi what we're looking for is hard evidence. O yung alam mo yung personal nakausap yung ganoon eh. Going beyond yung what you might call hearsay.
Pero definitely, hindi makikipag-usap yung mga yon diretso sa mga customs.
Yeah, but
They're not that stupid.
In the end, something has to be connected.
Yeah.
Anyway, maraming salamat. Man, Enriquez, balikan mo kami pag may patuloy yung investigasyon. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Report live from Bacolor, Marian Enriquez.
Ang interesting dito, Ami, saan papunta itong mga hearings na ito?
Oo nga eh.
No, yun yung direction nito. Magkakaroon ba ng impeachment next week? Yun lamang, tanong lang.
Ikaw ba rin ba? Ikaw yung
Dinay ang impeachment, ha? Dinay.
Tanong lang, ha?
Dinay ang impeachment. Nung ibang congressman, ha?
Nung iba.
Dinay.
Tatlong daan sila eh.
Tanong lang
iba.
naman.
Tatlong daan sila eh. Kahit may isang pumag-dinay.
Saka isa lang ang kailangan para mag-endorse.
Oo.
Isa lang ang kailangan.
Kaya nga.
Teka. Mag-happy weekend na tayo. Kaya talaga, umaabuso kayo.
Weekend na weekend din. Dami mong marites, Ed eh.
Oo, Monday to Marites. Maraming salamat, aming pamintuhan ng Philippine Star at si Tito Ronald Llamas, ang ating resident Marites. Join us again on Monday at 4 p.m. for the Storycon. I'm Ed Lingao. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.